This is Monocle on Design Extra. It's a short show to accompany our weekly programme where we discuss everything from architecture and craft to furniture and graphic design. I'm Maylie Evans. Today we meet the architect Emre Arolat, co-founder of his namesake practice with a head office in Istanbul and another branch in London. At Monocle's most recent edition of the Quality of Life conference, Emre joined our editor-in-chief Andrew Tuck to discuss the Sancaklar Mosque. The site, since it was completed in 2012, has been embraced by worshippers and architecture lovers alike. The design challenges preconceptions of what a mosque might look like, particularly in Turkey, where a 16th century Ottoman scheme is often the starting point for new designs for mosques. With more, it's over to Emre.
The first thing that you face when you design, especially in Turkey, the classical Ottoman scheme, and then you cannot go very far away from the scheme. From the beginning days of the design, we were always very keen about going to the antiquity and understand what is the essence of praying in Islam. I'm not a religious, but at the end of the day, I was commissioned to do a mosque. They came out to my office saying that we want a modern mosque like this. And they showed me a mosque with the conventional cupola and the conventional minarets. The only thing which was a bit different than the conventional was, one wall was like a green glass wall. And I said, sorry, if your understanding of genuinity or modernity is this one, we cannot work together. Maybe 2 or 3 days later, the head of the foundation called me once again saying, okay, I want to make a second try. And then he came back to the office, this time with another picture showing the land the mosque will be there. So it was astonishing for me because it was a real wild panorama. The only thing that you can see from the area was a lake, like 1 kilometer long. And it was a very virgin area. I said, okay, I can try something. Okay, I was very much interested with Islamic philosophy, but this would be the first mosque that I ever designed. And I said, we need some time to digest the subject, understand the area, understand the atmosphere, the context, and the right mosque to do there. I have to say that we never impose a kind of a typology of mosque with this one. This is the mosque that can be done only in this part of the world, in my opinion, because we believe that context is the most important thing in architecture. We made lots of research, we talked with friends, some religious people, and some authorities. Then we understood that there's nothing written in the Quran about the form of the mosque. So the only condition was like, it should be clean. And within this, in our mind, we understood that anywhere in the world can be a mosque.
You're not a religious man, and you obviously don't have to be a religious man to make an extraordinary religious building. Does the reverse happen? Because I'm probably in the same category as you, but a couple of times I've gone into churches. I've gone into the cathedral in Denmark, the Grundtvig Cathedral. I went into the Abrahamic family house in Abu Dhabi, and there was something about those spaces, that space by David Adjaye, that was spiritual. Your emotions soared, you felt something bigger. Do you think that architecture can make believers?
I don't believe that spirit is directly linked to religious. It's something else.
Do you think that by doing something like this that you can almost make people feel a bit more spiritual?
Of course. In order to design a nice and useful oncology center, you don't have to get cancer. You don't have to be doctor. So I believe that I can design everything except jails. I design hospitals, airports, and mosques. I refuse to do jails.
You do a lot of teaching. You're probably at the stage of your career like me. You build office buildings and all these complicated things. But this building, do you think, actually, I'm pretty proud that I managed, as a person who's not that religious, to bring people along this journey?
I don't believe that one architectural project can be a source of pride. There are lots of more important things in the world. I feel happy when I see the embracement of the community right now. people are going there. Especially on Fridays, not possible to find a place to pray. From the beginning, there was a big discussion in the whole country about this project. And then at the end of the day, now all the reactions are quite positive. So I'm happy about that. But proud, it's something too much for me.
Do you care about legacy? Do you care about what you leave behind as an architect? Is that a motivator?
Of course, I do. If somebody will be willing to follow the same path, which I'm happily seeing that young architects are very much keen about this kind of religious buildings in Turkey right now, even though the conjuncture is kind of dangerous for the moment. But in the architectural world, there's a big effect of this project. So it's a game changer.
What's your advice about creativity, whether you're making a mosque or whether you're rethinking your business? What's your go-to advice to people in your team when you say, okay, let's do something a bit damn different this time?
In order to do something original or genuine, in the beginning process of all the designs, you have to forget everything that you know. And you have to be focused on the context, not only the geographical context, but context in a broader sense. And understanding a place politically, sociologically, demographically, of course, environmentally as well, is the key point of doing a right thing in architecture, in my opinion. Because I believe that very roughly, there are two ways of doing architecture. First one is the signature architecture. You have your own style, very visible and maybe famous as well. You bring the same architectural language to every different area, every different city, and every different context. And the second one, very roughly, is the contextual architecture. And I believe my path is in the second one. So I always say to my colleagues, which I'm designing together, now we have to put the paper like very white paper and then try to understand all the specifics of this project.
Emre Arolat, in conversation with Monocle's Editor-in-Chief, Andrew Tuck. Now that is all for this week. If you're eager for more design stories, and listen to our main programme, Monocle on Design, airing on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. London time. Or if you prefer print, then pick up a copy of Monocle magazine, available on all good newsstands now. Today's episode was produced by me, Maylee Evans. Thank you very much for listening.